Well, hello and welcome to this week's FridAI with me, Billy McLaughlin. There seems to be quite a lot happening in the world right now. If it's not Labour's first budget in 14 years, it's the re-election of Donald J. Trump over in the States. So let's see what's going to happen for us. But what I have to say is there is no announcement quite as large as the launch of Bailey. So Bailey is my AI avatar who I was lucky enough to show off this week at the 2020 conference. She is essentially a digital clone of me. She looks like me, she sounds like me, and she even moves like I do, which is a bit weird, really. I'd love it more than anything to show you that on this session, but I think I will do a separate video on this. I've had a lot of messages and I'd love to show you all how to make your own digital clone, and even more importantly, how it can be relevant to accountants and how we can use it with our clients. So keep your eyes peeled for that in the next week or so. I will talk you through it all step by step. Other news in the big bad world of AI is a robot artist who actually has the same haircut as Rachel Reeves, has done a painting that has sold for $1.3 million. And even more terrifying than that, Anthropic have just announced, as you do, that they have got a major partnership with Palantir and AWS. So now their Claude AI model is going to be helping the US intelligence and defense agencies. Not scary at all, God help us. The money, I've got to say, in these products is pretty scary, and it kind of blurs my mind because it doesn't feel like real money. So if there is ever a time where you feel like AI isn't relevant to us, it's important to just take a step back and think we cannot ignore the significant investment that is getting pumped into these businesses. So OpenAI just paid $50 million for the domain chat.com, which is just a drop in the ocean to their $6.6 billion investment that they just got in their last funding round. Anyway, moving on. Something I have mentioned before and something that's getting us back into the accountancy space is Google LM. Thank you, Marcus Batson, for bringing this one to my attention. And although it's not accountancy specific, there is certainly some really great use cases that I can think of. So just going to pause for a second. There are a few things I need to tell you. So basically, this is a product by Google and you can feed it with text and it makes audio that is really, really lifelike. And I read recently that people that are viewing houses in the US are requesting podcast studios. So if you're looking at a high-end house, it's got to have a podcast studio, like a second bathroom. But as accountants, we do not have time to be producing podcasts and filming and recording and everything else. But imagine we've written a blog, which majority of accountants now do. They write blogs. We can feed that into the Notebook LM product and it will just spit out an audio version that we can then produce for our clients if it's something that they would like to do and they would like to consume data in that way. And another great use case I was thinking about this morning is that we could feed it with information or research on a certain sector that maybe we're going to visit a client in that sector, and it can provide us with insights in a really nice digestible way so that whilst we're on the way to that client and we're sat in our car, we can listen to the audio podcast it's produced on that, and also it's fresh in our minds on that sector. I think it's pretty amazing. Now, the other thing I spoke about recently was agents. I think these are going to be huge, and Microsoft just announced Magnetic One. So this one is a multi-agent tool. So the system has an orchestrator agent, which leads a team of other agents. It's like a management agent, and then it leads loads of other AIs to coordinate tasks. So it can autonomously plan and execute and actually adjust strategies to meet the desired outcome that you want. So the demos that I've seen on this include ordering a sandwich and also maybe looking at stock trends from reports. So, you know, think about it from your client's point of view, how great it would be if they could just get that autonomously. I genuinely believe that we're going to see firms getting agents in the future as a staple part of their business. So we'll see. Now, finally, the best has definitely been saved to last. And Adam Clark actually sent this to me whilst I was like knee deep in researching it. OpenAI have called Google search into the bloody boxing ring. I'm not even kidding. OpenAI are taking on the biggest search engine in the world with their new product, ChatGPT search. So the new search is, it provides answers about topics with direct links, but it is so much fresher. So it gives you direct links and attribution to where it's sourced the information from. And if you're already using GPT, you'll know that it can automatically trigger searches. But now you can use the little globe. There's a little button, it looks like a little globe. You can click on the icon and you can ask it to do the search. So they've also partnered with Reuters and the Financial Times, which is why I think it is huge for our industry. But I feel like it's all making sense now. So if you've used Google recently, you will know that it pushes its AI answers to the top of the search engine. So you don't really effectively have to search within the search engine, which is what we've been having to do for years. So yeah, I think you can see this because when you look at the ChatGPT search, it's cleaner because they don't have to pay for advertising. They don't have to get their revenue in from advertising. They get their revenue in from our subscription. And I know a lot of people that would pay for a subscription so that they're not just getting sponsored ads pushed to the top of their searches. So this is available now to Plus and Teams users. If you have used it, please let me know what you think. I'm really, really interested to hear everybody's thoughts on this. Now, I feel like I could literally talk for another 5 hours today on all the latest news, but I will see you next week for some more updates on AI. Have a good weekend.